introduction of our special guest speaker by Reverend Yuki.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's fall Ohigan service. And I hope you enjoyed the chanting of Hanju-san, which is actually written by Chinese Pure Land masters named Master Shantao. And Master Shantao is the one, we can go back to the origin of Ohigan too. So, he is the one who wrote something saying we should observe Ohigan service around equinox. I'm sure Kuwahara Sensei will talk about it later, so I'm not going to talk in detail. But today, we have Reverend Kiyonobu Kuwahara from Berkeley Buddhist Temple. And as you see in the program, as Dharma message, Reverend Kiyo, you see how he is regular here, right? This program is prepared by Sensei Grace Hatano, and we had Kuwahara Sensei really how many years? Every year for summertime for YAC retreat. So he's actually the regular here. And I first met Kuwahara Sensei in 2009 when I was IMOP. IMOP is an International Ministerial Orientation Program students from Japan. So those who wants to become overseas minister of BCA or Hawaii or Canada or Brazil は行かなくていいんでしたっけ IMOP? Sort of, okay. So anyway, those who aspire to be the overseas ministers from Japan needs to take that program called IMOP. And I stayed at Berkeley for 3-4 months. And then that year, I was the only student. And before me was Reverend Kusunoki and Reverend Sakamoto, who came to BCA later. Then after me was, 誰だっけな? Reverend Watanabe, who was assigned to Oxnard. And then Reverend Kawagoe and Reverend Tomioka Sensei, who went to Hawaii. But this year we have another IMOP students coming in a few weeks this year. So we are looking forward to meet another minister from Japan. But anyway, because of him coordinating the program, I was able to come to the United States and serve as a BCA minister and here at the Betsu-In. So I really appreciate him for being the IMOP coordinator. We are lucky to have Kuwahara Sensei today. So please focus on Kuwahara Sensei's Dharma message. Okay, thank you.
No one doubts, 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 no one doubts. Okay, good morning, everyone. おはようございます. Thank you very much for attending today's service. Yeah, I don't know, usually when I'm invited to a guest speaker, usually I check when was my, last, speaking engagement, but this time I forgot to do so. But yeah, before the COVID, almost every year I came to Sacramento Betsu-In to, help support the YAC program, youth program. But, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, everything has changed. But anyway, so first of all, I'd like to express my deep gratitude to Sugahara Sensei, who is my, one of the best Dharma friends. And then all of you who gave me this great opportunity to share the Dharma this morning on this occasion of Ohigan service. So, so I'm going to use the presentation, the PowerPoint presentation. I hope people back there can read. 大丈夫? Okay, good. ありがとうございます。Still, front, especially the front row is still open. So you are welcome to move, come up to the front. I'm not gonna ask questions, so don't worry. Okay, so today is Ohigan service. So this isごめんなさい、菅原先生. I didn't bring a detailed explanation, the historical background of this service, especially from the Shandao's perspective or lineage. But so Ohigan, so we have a nice program. And then there is a brief explanation what Ohigan service is. So this is a Japanese Buddhist observance special service on the occasion of equinox days. So in spring, March, and then fall, September, we have 2 Ohigan, equinox days. And then on those equinox days, especially Japanese Buddhist tradition, we have this Ohigan service. According to my research, this only kind of specific, peculiar to Japanese Buddhist tradition, which started around the 8th or 9th century. So it has Ohigan service has a long history in the Japanese Buddhist tradition. So what is equinox day? So the program says, so this day, the length, the time of daytime, and then nighttime is equal. And then because of that, the sun rises due east, and then sets due west. So twice a year, we have equinox days. And then we say the sun rises, the sun sets. And then going outside, look up at the sky, and then we see, our eyes sees the sun move in the sky, correct? So that's why we say the sun rises, the sun sets. But does the sun really move? I hope all of you, shake your head this way. So, as most of us know, although to our eyes, the sun, moves, in the sky from the east to the west. However, the reality, the truth is, the sun doesn't move. But what is it that moves? Earth. Thank you. Yeah. This earth moves. So that's why we see the movement of the sun in the sky. So, then, let me ask another question to you. Although I'm asking a question, but so the sun, the earth spins, right? So that's why to our eyes, the sun moves in the sky. So in other words, because the earth is spinning, so in other words, the sky is moving. And have you ever thought of the speed? I mean, how fast, this sky moves due to the kind of spinning, rotation of this earth? When I was a student in Kyoto, there is a big signboard at the Kyoto station. And then this was a question at the Kyoto station. I thought this is a very interesting question. So this is not a science class, but Earth's diameter is about 7,900 miles. And then this Earth, spins one time, spending 24 hours, right? And then, so what is the, circumference? I know some of you are good at, mathematics. Maybe this is your homework. But based on the numbers, right? And then, so this is the speed of rotation, the spinning of the Earth, right? So every hour, the speed of, the Earth spinning is over 1,000 miles per hour. And then every minute, the speed is over 17 miles. So this is the speed of rotation, the spinning of the Earth. So in other words, when we look at the sky, this is how fast the sky is moving, right? Did you know that? I've lived on this earth for 49 years. But when, until I encountered that question, I've never thought of that. But this is how fast, the sky is moving around. So since I talked about the spinning rotation of the earth, then let me ask another question. Because our earth is not just spinning, rotating. It's also kind of revolution, right? So the earth is at the center, and then there is orbit. And then our earth kind of rotate or kind of revolutes, I don't know the verb, but kind of traveling on its orbit, taking 1 year. But do you know the kind of distance of the kind of our orbit? So this is a huge number. If you go home, when you go home, you can ask, Google Sensei or ChatGPT, and then you can get the actual number, kind of distance, how far. So according to my research, so this is the speed of revolution, right? So our Earth takes 1 year to kind of travel, around, right? And then, so every hour, this, our Earth travels 76,000 miles. And then every minute, over 1,000 miles. See, we started the service 9:30, which means almost took 45 minutes. So since we started, the service, we've traveled over like 4,500 miles on its orbit. So this is the speed, our Earth travels every second, 18 miles, right? This is quite fast. Sometimes we use a light that, goes or travels very fast, right? Of course, the speed is much slower. But next to the light, sometimes we use sound, right? So this is the speed of sound. But the reality is, our Earth travels faster than the speed of sound. And the airplane, so this is the speed of airplane. So again, have you ever noticed that? Yeah. So all of us here lived on this earth maybe 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 80 years. But most of us never kind of noticed, never sensed this kind of, things, those realities. Yeah. In our everyday life, we use our eyes, we use our ears, we use our nose, we use our tongue or skin. That's how we receive the information, how we correct information, and then process that information, and then we take action, right? And it is true that we rely on our senses, eyes, ears, right? But as a Buddhist minister, I would say sometimes, there are things we do not notice. Although, it's important to rely on our senses. Sometimes, there are things, we overlook. Sometimes we kind of don't notice. We don't sense, right? So we have this Sacramento Betsuin, has a long history, over 125 years. This year is an anniversary. And then this place, this temple is the place where we receive the guidance, teaching of Buddha Dharma. Why? This Buddha's guidance opens our eyes or shows something very, very important that we overlook, we sometimes not notice. Right? So that's why we come to the temple and then listen to the Dharma. And then, step by step, gradually, we receive the guidance and then open our eyes so that we can see something very, very important, sometimes invisible, sometimes we overlook. So that's why please continue to come to the temple and then, deeply listen to the Dharma. So this is my Dharma message for this morning. ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブツ。